Can somebody confirm, please? Able to hear me, guys? Okay, thank you so much for the confirmation. All right, before stepping into day two topics, I would like to just ask a question. Is there any doubt or queries from day one, whatever we have discussed? All of you are able to access the recording, I believe. Yes, friends, please help me with yes, no. Okay, yeah. Fine. I'm not able to access the recording. Why? It will never be. Let me just confirm once again. Anybody else is not able to access the recordings, people? Shakshi, you can try, but this is working fine because I checked once again. It is working fine. Maybe some other issues would be there at your place. You just check it out once again. All right. Yeah. Thanks, Harsha. All right then. So I believe we are good to go for our day two topics, people. So as I said earlier, today we'll be working with or continue from the same file that is called case studies. Okay. And just for your information, we had discussed about yesterday till goal-seek, the data analytical tool, how to use that in our workplace so that we can take our decision immediately then and there without spending much time or efforts. So today we are going to start working with our data cleansing activity. So kindly go to the sheet called data clean 1. So file name is case studies, sheet name is data clean 1. If it is opened, please confirm in the chat box Y for yes. Fine then. So let me first give you the background story of this data set, what we have, so that everybody can connect with it and then we'll work together. See, mostly what it happens, friends, when you download the data from SAP or ERP, or you receive the data from different sources, like from your customer, from your vendor, or if you're working in your corporate, you receive your data from your sites or different locations, then what it happens, 90% cases you receive your data in uncleaned format. Now, the question arises, what is the meaning by uncleaned format, Prabhas? Like, you might be having some errors, you might be having some blanks, or it could be a case like your column headers would be missing, or you might be having unwanted spaces in the data, could be the case. Column data, if you have some numbers, may not be in number format. If you have some dates, may not be in date format, could be the case. There are various different types of errors you come across, or the data not in structured or cleaned fashion. And there our problem starts. Unless and until we clean the data properly, we cannot work further. And there, even though you have got a good amount of experience while working in corporate in your spreadsheet application, if you do not know how to clean your data properly with no time, then you have to definitely end up depending upon some third party. So this is the reason why data cleansing techniques awareness is also very important, people. So we are going to work on that. All right. Now take a look. We have got some vendors data over here, and last 15 days, the abstract we have downloaded from our SAP or ERP. And you could see how much the quantity, or you tell in terms of revenue, anything that vendor wise last 15 days records is being populated over here. But there are certain errors in place. You could notice like we have got hash reference, we have got hash name, hash division, hash spill, hash null, all these kind of different errors you will be getting, as I told you, right? You would have come across also most of the cases. You would have noticed yesterday we have come across hash num while using the date diff formula. Since there was a data absence, we were getting that. So there are various reasons behind such errors. Fine. So now the question is, having the errors in place, if I send it across to the next level to my boss or to XYZ person, they will ask me questions, Prabhas, why there are so many errors? Then I have to keep explaining the errors because of data absence, format incompatibility, formula errors could be the case. So there are various reasons behind that, and I will definitely get tired of explaining the same thing time and again to multiple users. So if you want the people to stop asking the questions, unwanted questions like this, then it is our duty. Whenever you come across this kind of errors in place, it is our duty to replace the same with a text or word called NA. Then only people will not bother you further and they will not asking the unwanted questions. So in one line, if you want to say wherever the errors are in place, we would like to replace those errors with NA. Now, if you ask anybody in the corporate, they will say immediately, Prabhas, it's a quite easy job. We can go for find and replace. But remember, with find and replace, we can replace only one value. But here, the error type, if you look at, there are varieties of errors. So we cannot replace all the errors at once with find and replace. So that is ruled out because that will be again amounting a lot of duplication of work, and this is not suggested. So in this case, now, how to replace all the errors at once with a text called NA. All right, then in that case, what you need to do is, I'll tell you, see, select your data, keeping your cursor anywhere, Control A, and on your keyboard, press Control G, G for Gamma, G for Goa, and there you have got a dialog box called Go To appears on the screen, and here you will be finding one tab called Special. And when you go to this special tab, you can notice it will take you to another dialog box naming called Go to Special, where you can notice we do have an option called constants from the left side, second option, constants. So when you select constants, then immediately in the formula box, all these variables will be activated. Now please deactivate from formulas numbers, text, logicals. I repeat, select constants and deactivate numbers, text, logicals. Now click OK and just watch your screen. What is happening? From the entire data set, only the error-driven cells are alone in selection, isn't it? Yes. Now leave your mouse, leave your touchpad, and immediately type what you are expecting, NA. Wherever it is typing, don't bother. But if you're interested to know, look at your formula bar and is it showing NA? Yes. Now hit Control Enter. So when you hit Control Enter with immediate effect, you will be finding entire errors will be replaced with a text called NA. So this is how, once we have done with it, job is not done yet. The next activity, what we need to do is we need to go to Home tab and we need to color those cells. And what is the necessity of coloring these cells? Just to put a legend, a one-line story in the bottom line of your data stating that these yellow colored cells are nothing but error-driven cells replaced with NA. So whoever is reading out your legend, they can make out what the treatment you have done with this yellow colored cells. So this is how you should do the right treatment with your errors, people, whenever you come across in your spreadsheet data. All right. So give it a try, check it's working. Any difficulties, do let me know. All right, people, I believe it's working. Any doubt, any queries? So how to do the error treatment? We got the understanding? So is it done? Can you please confirm? All right. So how to deal with our error-driven cells? We got the clarity. Okay. Now let's see what else we can do with regard to this data. See, there are certain cases you will be finding we have got the blank cells in place, isn't it? So having the blanks again, it is going to lead a lot of questions in the audience mind, right? So now the objective is wherever the blank cells are there, we would like to replace with a text called nil, N-I-L. But how to do that? The, let's do a practice again. Keeping our cursor anywhere in the data, Control A, then again Control G, G for grammar. Then we have got special, yes, and we have got an option called blanks. So when you see the blanks option, then just select and click OK. You will be finding from the entire data set and all the blank cells, whatever we have is in selection. Yes. Leave your mouse, leave your touchpad, and immediately type. What is the text output you're expecting? NIL. I told you already. Where it is getting typed, don't bother. But if you are interested to know exactly the same word, what you're expecting it is being typed, then you have to go and look at your formula bar. And formula bar is showing NIL. Yes. Hit Control Enter. And do not forget to add some more color, different color, and state one line of statement in the bottom line of your dataset, naming called legend. And green color cells are nothing but the blank cells replaced with nil. So this is how you should do the right treatment, and that's the story of our data clean one. So just try and confirm all these things are working and drop me a confirmation message in the chat box, Y for yes or D for done. Or if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Is it working? Can I take a confirmation, please? Yes, Mahesh, Kanika, Neha, Kundan. Okay. Harsha, how is the status? Is it working? Okay. Neha, where did you stuck? Could you please share your screen and I can guide you? You can share your entire screen or entire desktop. Right. So, all right. Uh, Kanika, would you mind helping Neha?
Um, okay, so Neha, you need to click on Control A and then Control G. Yeah, here click on Special. Uh, okay, no, not blanks. First, you need to go to. I'm sorry, I mean Mac में थोड़ा अलग है. For me, it shows a. I went to numbers. I don't know. Formulas maybe. Yeah, formulas.
No,
And
not formulas. Not formulas. Go to constants.
yeah,
The above one, just the above
okay.
one,
But
constants you select, Neha.
a little different
Yeah.
in Mac. So yeah.
Right, that is what I told you. Select it. No, no,
And
no, no. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. It is not yet done. Please deactivate numbers, text, logicals. No,
and
no.
keep only errors. नहीं, constants नेहा. Yeah. Now just type um, NA and control
Con-
enter.
No, no. First you go for control enter, then it will you can highlight later. That is the second step. First control enter. Don't click anywhere. Ah,
Yeah.
now you go for it. Yes. Similarly, for the blanks, you have to go for nil.
Yeah.
All right. Fine. So I'm taking the control back on the screen, and I believe now everyone is clear with our data clean one procedure, whatever we did in that particular case. Okay. Now I'll proceed to data clean 2. Here, you can look at we have a data set which you have downloaded, suppose say regarding with regard to our employees data. We have downloaded from SAP or ERP, though it is IBM ERP, Oracle ERP, you could notice. And near about 1 lakh records, it has come in this format. And what it happens over here, I'll tell you. Whenever you download the data from SAP or ERP, there are two cases you will be always be finding the trouble. One, the number column will not be in number format and the date column will not be in date format. And unless until you clean them, you cannot work further. So this is what the same situation we have. If you look at, we have employee ID, employee name, and over here, you could notice we have got the designations about that people and the salary. So you can notice the salary column is having a trouble. Now, what kind of trouble if you say, if you look at the columns, enter all the cells in the top left corner, we are having a green color flag symbols. So this is a simple message. Though annual salary numbers are there, but it is not there in proper number format. Well, so if it is not in number format, which format it might be? Maybe in general or could be a text, we never know. But this is not in number format, that is for sure. So now the question is how to clean them. Here, our experts, they will suggest you, Pravas, do not worry. Select your data something like this. Go to this yellow color symbol and choose the option convert to number. Don't go for these options when you have a huge volume of data. This option will work. It will be working fine. Don't worry about it. But this is being designed for limited rows to handle with. Say 20, 30, max to max 50. You can take this. But we have got 1 lakh records. And by mistake, suppose unknowingly you have opted this method, you will be inviting the trouble. What kind of trouble? Excel is not responding. Excel stopped working. Excel restarted. Or Excel screen will be completely hanged. All these problems you will encounter with. And once you restart your system, last 10 to 15 minutes, whatever you have done, if you have autosave not on, it will be going for toss. So this is the reason why. What are the best options to clear all this and to rectify all these columns or how to bring it into proper format? Let's have a discussion. Keeping your cursor in the first salary value over here and go for selecting the rest. Control Shift down arrow key. So when you go for Control Shift down arrow key, you could see that you have reached to the bottom line of your entire data set. Yes. Now we need to come back again to the beginning. Okay. So ideally we prefer to go for scrolling our data from the scroll bar, all these things we do. Don't waste your time for scrolling a lot of times. Just go for a simple keyboard shortcut, but quite effective also. Control backspace. So when you go for control backspace with immediate effect, you will be coming up in the beginning of the entire column. So this keyboard shortcuts, trust me, it will be helping you a lot when you're dealing with a huge volume of data in your routine activities. Now, you can ask me a question to us how to clean this. The best practice. Going to data, going to the data menu, we have an option called text to columns. So when you go to text to columns and click that with immediate effect, it will take you through your text to column import box. Now here you can click on this next. Then again, you'll be getting the delimiters list. No need to do any changes. Go and click next. Then in the third tab, with the column data format it shows by default general, you just go to over here, date or something. You can do that and deal with. So since we do not have any number option, okay, so you don't need to go and select date. Just keep the cursor in general and click finish. Now can you see? With immediate effect, all these green color flag symbols have been removed and the data is ready for next level. And if you want to do any changes, I told you any point of time to present your data with proper number format. I told you yesterday one keyboard shortcut, Control Shift 1. All these changes are happening. Yes, so now we are in the right track and our data is cleaned and we are able to populate the necessary functions, formulas, anything you want to go and deal with in this particular column, you can apply it. So this is what the best practice people you can always follow whenever you download the data from SAP or ERP, how to clean the data if the numbers are not in number format. Just give it a try, check it's working. Any doubt, any queries? Is it clear, people? Can I take that call? All are okay with it, the procedure? Any difficulties or any questions? Fine then. Now, let us come back to our extreme right column. You could notice we have a year column, right? And in this year column, if you look at our values are showing some kind of errors like hash value. Now, if you randomly take any cell and if you try to look at the formula, there is a year formula already ready-made available in this column. And yesterday we have seen in Excel, we do have a year formula and the basic job is to extract a year from a date. So now we are pretty clear. Since our date is not in proper date format, our year is in trouble. So now the question is coming back to our date column, higher date, and keep your cursor in the first higher date and select the rest. And I told you how to come back again, control backspace. So now the question is, what is the problem with our date column? Can somebody identify and tell me? You can unmute and speak, no problem. What is the problem in our date column? Yes, people, can somebody at least utter a sound? See, if you do not interact, then things will not be working out. I'll be also thinking, okay, you're able to get me or not. I'll not be giving me the clarity. So you have to help me. When I am asking the questions, you have to unmute and speak. Though it is wrong, we are here to rectify. We are here to learn. Don't feel shy. Yes. So Neha is trying to drop some message. So she's saying that it should be like the way 8-4. Okay. So as I understand, Neha tried to speak that the separators of our date is not adequate. So ideally, date format, how it is supposed to be, the delimiters, the separator, if you talk about, it should be a hyphen or a dash symbol or a forward slash, not a backslash. So apart from these two, anything else is there like your dot, underscore, at the rate sign, dollar symbol. These are not going to be considered as a proper delimiters for the date. So this is the problem over here. Now, how to rectify? Again, what happens? Our experts, they will suggest you go for find and replace. Don't go for that because find and replace will never give you 100% success. So what you can do, the best practice again, going to the same data menu, first watch my screen, what I'm doing, observe, next 1 minute I'll be giving time to try, don't worry, first watch my screen. So selecting the whole column, going to data, clicking on the text to column again, okay, and then go for next, and again click next. And here in column data format, you will be finding by default option is on called general, but technically our data is there in date format. So we'll go for date. Now here, most essential thing, you can notice we have got an immediate drop down next to the date option. So what is the purpose of this particular column? Now, if your date is in DDMMYY format, this should be reflecting as DMY. If your data is there of MDY format, you should change it to MDY. So what is the format the data is being populated? Based on that, you should choose it accordingly. So since our data is of DMY format, let it be as it is. Now click finish. And see the beauty with immediate effect, the date column will be cleaned and the year column which was showing errors. Now this is also rectified. See how simple process we are able to clean our data. So give it a try and check your column is being rectified. Any doubt, feel free to ask. All right. So I believe people is able to follow the process. So this is mandatory people whenever you download the data from SAP or ERP system, though it is of SAP 6, SAP SuccessFactor, SAP HANA, anything is there. You have to deal with it in this fashion. There's no other go. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Yes, Kundan, is it working? Harsha? Fine then. Now, once we have done with these people, okay, over here, let us go to our next dataset naming called data clean 3. Okay. So here we'll see different scenarios and how to solve those puzzles or how to deal with such kind of problem statements with no time and how to increase our productivity and efficiency while doing the data cleansing activity. We are going to see that. Now take a look. We have got some employee names. Okay. And suppose say my boss asked me, Pravas, get me this entire data segregated. First name in one column, last name in other column. So entire name is there in one column. My boss is expecting the data has to be segregated into two different columns. If you ask anybody in the corporate, they will say, Pravas, we have got formula, function based. We can go and say rectify. We can go for text to column. All this they will tell, and which is technically a time consuming job. I'll tell you one beautiful option. Just see, no formula, no function, nothing. You don't need to make your file size heavy. You don't need to spend your quality time for doing such kind of task. So what is the best option? See, what I'm doing, try to observe. I'll go to the next cell and I'll type immediately the way I'm expecting my data. So Emily, then I'll go to next column, Davis. Okay. Now I'll keep my cursor below to Emily over here and I'll simply press a keyboard shortcut, Control E. Can you see with immediate effect from all the places which is there in my data set, first name has been extracted. Similarly, I'll go to Davis. Below to Davis, I'll keep the cursor. Again, Control E. All the last name has come. See, wow. Without using any kind of formula functions, we could extract our data. Now, what is this Control E? So this is called nothing but one AI tool of our Microsoft Excel, naming called Flash Fill. This is there since 2013 and above. This tool is there available, but hardly people use it. But this is really a very good tool and create checking the data, creating a pattern, and the same pattern is going to fill the rest of the cases. Check it out. Is it working? So many more cases you can use that. It's not only about this kind of data, not only for employees, vendor, customers, anything, or you have got a mixed reference where you want to extract the quantity details, material code, anything you want to extract, you can go for this particular tool. So that's called Flash Fill. Keyboard shortcut Control E, where it is available since 2013 and above versions of Microsoft Excel. Right. Now, if you believe, okay, Prabhas, this Control E I understood, but I'm a bit nervous, I'm a bit having a doubt. Like keyboard shortcuts is very painful to remember instantly. But if you show something in the ribbon menu, it will be registered in my mind easily. So can you help me out where this flash fill is available in the ribbon? So what is the ribbon? So this is called your ribbon, people. This entire menu options is called ribbon. Okay. Now in this ribbon, if you go to Home tab, just below to Sigma, down arrow key symbol is there. Yesterday we were dealing with the series, right? There's an option called Flash Fill over here. So this is your location number one, where you find your Flash Fill, right? So this is our location number one. I'll tell you the location number two. You can go to your data menu. Here also we do have next to text to column called flash fill. Okay. So this is your, in the data menu itself, we have got the option flash fill. All right. So where in the ribbon, we got that. What is the keyboard shortcut? We got it. So got some idea how to use this flash fill, people? Now, okay, where else we can use this, Pravas? If you have the question running in your mind, I'll take you through some different scenarios. Now take a look. First, watch my screen. We have got some employee names, first name in last name in two different columns. Now suppose say the job is I need to combine the data. So to combine the data, again, we people depend upon a formula, functions, or text join, all these functions we use. People also suggest us to do the job like this. Technically, this is not needed. Just see the beauty. What we can do, I can go to my next column, and the way I want my data, Gary space Miller, and the moment I hit it, Control E, can you see all the places? Similar pattern. The data will be arranged or populated or combined. So this is how you can combine your data also by using flash fill. It's not mandatory only to separate. You can combine even without any functions or formulas. Give it a try. Check it's working. How about others, people? Fine. Now I will take you to some more scenarios where you can use this flash fill. Just see. We have got some names. Suppose that there is a new joinees in the whole month. Suppose that 20 to 30 people they have joined. Now, being a part of HR, it is my duty to assign some email IDs to them. And we have a pattern. Whenever the email IDs are there, we need to take this kind of like first name dot last name and at the rate the domain name. Like see Gary Miller, Gary dot Miller. So G caps, M caps, and at the rate xyz.com. If that is the pattern is there, then how to get it done? So rather going for again any formula, functions, combining the data and dealing with the same, I'll tell you, you can simply go and type the first instance like Gary dot Miller, then abc.com. Just first instance, it is ready. And once it is ready, go for Control E. Can you see? With the same format, same pattern, all the rest of the email ID is also designed. See how quick it is. Give it a try. So what do you say? What is your perception about this tool? Is it really not great? Yeah, sure, Kundan. See, what you can do, just delete that example, what I have written over here in the right side. Okay. So go to the first cell, Gary, type the way you want, dot Miller at the rate abc.com. And now once it is ready, Control E. Right. All right. So I believe it is clear for all. Well, Sakshi and Kundan confirmed. How about others? Mahesh, Kanika, Neha. Okay. So now we got some more idea about how to make use of this flash fill over there in our routine activities. Now I'll take you through another scenario. So see, sometimes when it happens, we get our data with different assorted manner. It is not a proper pattern. Like if it is a name or sentence or paragraph, the first letter should be in capital, rest of things in small. So we always get some mixed variables or data types are different. So in those cases, we need to bring the uniformity. Like say, take an example. In our case, the name, if you look at, some case it is in sentence case, some cases it is in uppercase, some case it is in lower case. All these mixed cases are available. So how to make a proper pattern? Just see. So I just want that if it is a name, first letter of name should be capital and last letter, I mean last name's first letter again to be capital. Well, I can go on type of similar fashion. First instance, Gary, then space, and again Miller M caps. Done. Control E. Bang on. Just a simple keyboard shortcut. Control E. Right? You won't imagine because of this one tool, your speed is going to increase like anything while working in Excel. Fine. Now I'll take you through one more. Say, take an example. We have got some employee names. Okay. Now, what I want is, I just don't want the entire employee names. I just want the initials. Like, for example, Gary Miller should be GM. James Willard should be JW. Like that, I am expecting. So I'll delete all these things. Then I'll go to my first case, what I want, GM. Done. Control E. Can you see all the places? Whatever that text we had, the first letter alone, it has picked up immediately. So this is what a artificial intelligence tool of Microsoft Excel naming Flash Fill. 90% cases it will help you to for data cleansing. Trust me. Okay. So simultaneously, I believe you must try on my screen whatever I'm doing. Yes, that's really nice tools actually. As you said, you're amazed by this tool. But yes, this is there not till now. Since 2013 of our Microsoft Excel. So this is what one benefit. When you have the upgrade versions, your job will be more easy. So while working in corporate, though you are working with your MacBook or Windows-based laptop, whatever it is the choice you have or options you have, ensure you are getting 365 at your workplace. Because 365 is the only version. There are many more things which you have, like templates, formulas, functions, formatting patterns, and the inbuilt AI tool, which you never have in any other versions of Microsoft. So If you ask me in one line, Pravas, if I want to purchase a new laptop for my personal purpose, but sometimes I bring my office work to home and I do the job because that is what the work demand. I can't help. Then in that case, I would suggest you go for Office 365. Anyway, so we have seen different scenarios where we can use this flash bill. I'll take you through one more. Just see. We have got the dates. Now, if I'm looking for only the years, ideally, what we have learned so far yesterday, that we can go for a year formula so that it will be helping us to get our data, right? So again, as I told you, the more the formulas and functions, file size will be heavy. So this is the reason why this formula functions is also not needed. What we can do, take a look. I can simply go for equal to, sorry, I'll go to my data. Okay, I will just go for 2019. And this is the last four characters is representing my year. Fine. Now Control E. Can you see now all the places, last four characters it has picked up, and that is going to be considered as my year, right? So this is how the story of data clean three people we have understood how to make use of this flash fill and extract our data, conjoin our data, combine our data, create the patterns, going for the sentence case changing. So it is not confined the limit to alphabets or numerics, alphanumeric anything. Any type of data, it will work. And as long as the pattern is there, it will work. Hope it is working. Any doubt, any, okay. It's not working for year for me somehow. No problem. Kanika, you can share your screen. Let me have a look at that. What is the problem? So this is how you should face this problem. If you want to extract the data,
You can see my screen, right?
oh, I'm sorry. I was on mute. I'm sorry. Yeah, I could see your screen. What I was trying to explain is delete everything. Since your date column, if you look at the date column, year is having only two characters. It's not having four characters. That's why it is not able to populate. You just bring to only two. Or you can change the date format. Just select the date completely, date column. Yeah. Go for control one, and the format you see, take that four options like, yeah. Now the sample data it is showing, yes. Now you go for delete everything. Yeah, delete the first. Yeah. Now keep the cursor there. No need to select everything. Just keep the cursor in the second cell on the same column, second one. Yeah. Now you got it?
Yeah.
Yes. So you should have the data to have that pattern. All right. So let me just take the control back on the screen. Yes, we are in. So data clean 3, I believe it's clear and working fine for all. Yeah, fine. So if you mind trying something on your data also, we can try. We can wait for 2 minutes max. No problem. In your real-time data, anything you want to try, just 2 minutes max we spend. No problem. If you wish, else we'll continue. And trust me, when you share all this knowledge with your teammates, they will be amazed. They will be really thankful to you. They'll say, really, it is there, such a beautiful tools in Excel we have never known. And we always depend upon some macros, this, that, and all extra softwares or different applications or online help to do our job. And I'll tell you, this tool has been extensively used in the telecom industries and you can say OEM industries, our logistic agencies, where the huge volume of data is being managed by the people or dealt by the people. Sometimes for doing the reconciliation activities and all at the month end, year end, or half yearly, quarterly data, whatever they are dealing with, this tool is really going to help them a lot. All right, so we'll go to our next sheet called data fill. So we all are clear with our flash fill operations. Now we'll go for our data fill. Okay. Now here, this is again a real-time data set we have taken to deal with. I'll take you through the situation first. See, suppose say my boss asked me, Pravas, get me the entire revenue report. So I gave a respective T code in my SAP system. I download some data near about 1 lakh records. It comes in this format. Yeah, just guys, give me 1 minute. I'll be quickly coming in. Just give me 1 minute. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm back now. There was somebody at door and I had to open it. Sorry. All right, so here what we are trying to discuss is people. Suppose my boss asked me, like, Pravas, get me the entire revenue report. So I gave my respective T code in my SAP system and I could download when I saw there are 1 lakh records, it comes in this format. Like, we have got the city names and in my outlets, I am selling all these products and this is the revenue. I have made from that particular outlet, I have got the records. So like this 1 lakh records are there. Now, when I presented this to my boss, he's not happy. He's telling, it is of too much of data, Prabhas. I don't need all these things. Keep it with you. What I want is, I just want to see the data related to vanilla powder. So we have got 1 lakh records, but boss is interested to see the records related to vanilla powder only. So what we can do in that case, how to present our information when you have too much of data and from that you want to present some specific records, what you do exactly? Anybody? No, it is wrong. What is that we do? You can unmute and speak. No issues. You have got 1 lakh records and out of that only some specific records you want to show. Mahesh, control E, what it does, it shows the flash fill. We are not going to fill in data over here, right? We have got 1 lakh records. Out of that, only 20, 200, 2000 records to be displayed on the screen. The two related to vanilla powder. So ideally, we go for what? We go for filter, right? Absolutely, Neha. So why you are thinking so much? I asked a very simple question. Don't worry, I will never ask you the complex questions over there. Okay. So here we go for filter. So now the question is, how do you filter? How you apply filter? Ideally, we go for filter in this way. I'll tell you. We go to our column header, then we select it. We go for our filter and then product description. We need to deactivate, select all. Then what my boss is expecting, vanilla powder, we'll go and click OK. And then vanilla powder related records will be filtered out. This is how we should go for it. Control F will be giving you find, but all the records at once if you want to display. That will not help you, Neha. We can just see in that find box, but not the records in actual display. So better we should go for filter. Now vanilla powder related records is filtered out and displayed on the screen. This is what we do. Nothing wrong what we are doing, but if you are doing in this way, then you have to stop doing that. Reason? This kind of filter action, if a person who is learning Excel for the first time, he is doing like this, it is welcomed because he's a beginner, like a standard 5 student. Because nowadays in standard 4 and 5 curriculum, if you see a separate subject they have called computer information technologies, something, right? So if they are learning for the first time, they are doing that's fine, but not like a professionals like us. So the first thing first, how to do a quick filter. Watch my screen. Something new, you will be amazed again. I'm just saying, watch my screen. See, my boss is expecting the records related to vanilla powder. I'll go and simply select vanilla powder, right click, filter by cell value. See how quick it is. All these things are happening. Filter buttons are getting embedded, vanilla powder records are being displayed, and filter is also happening on a simple one click of button of right click. Isn't it quick? So how to do that? Going to vanilla powder, right click, filter, filter by selected cell value. See, 1,000 times we have done right click of our mouse, though it is Windows based laptop or MacBook, anything. But we have never seen, never tried all these options. So with mouse also you can do some quick actions, people, and this is how you can do a filter. Okay. Now, when I did filter over here in this format, my boss is still not happy. Why? Vanilla powder related records are filtered, but related to which store, which unit, which outlet, that information is missing. So I have given not a complete information, I have given the partial information. That's why people are not happy. So in this case, can I ask my boss or can I pass a statement to my boss, sir? Why you are asking the things in installments? You could have asked me in the earlier mode itself, like I want to see different outlet wise or store wise or city wise vanilla powder related records. I could have done something. I could have arranged my data. First you asked me vanilla powder. When I brought it, then again you are demanding city wise records. So this is what we cannot express to our superiors. So when people are asking, we have to give the entire information, though they never demand it. But without your entire information, the report is incomplete. So in this case, why we are facing this trouble? Just see. If you look at very closely in our store detail column with regular intervals, we have got some blanks in place. Now, this data is meant for display. Like I can understand that these are the products related to Mumbai unit. I could read that data in that way. But this data is not ready for next level, having the blank cells in place. So our objective is now in regular intervals, whatever the blank cells are there, we have to go and what we need to do? We need to fill those blank cells with the respective city names. Then only it can be turned into a flat data and we can work further. But how to do that? We cannot keep doing the copy paste work for multiple times. That has been time consuming. I'll tell you a very beautiful option, a time saving option. Just see. First, watch my screen, what I'm doing. I'll keep my cursor in store detail column and I need to select the whole column. So how to select? Just see. I'll go to my right side window option, this scroll bar, right side. Okay. I will bring it down. No doubt. I could see my last row also. But technically, where is my cursor? If you want to know, this is what your active cell box or name box. So my cursor is there in A3, though I have reached to A63, but my cursor is there in A3. All right. Now we need to take our mouse cursor to A63, but the moment I would like to select, I need to hold my shift button and I need to click that A63 cell. Now the whole column would be selected. So though we have our non-contiguous data, how to select the entire column, the best practice we have learned, and this is how you should select. Okay, just check it out. All of you are able to select like this the entire column. Okay, I'll repeat. So actually, just see. First, you need to keep your cursor in store detail column, column header, and this is your active cell. You could see here so it is showing A3, right? First, watch my screen. Then I will take this scroll bar in the right side. You could notice we have a scroll bar. I will take the scroll bar to the extreme bottom, and now I could see I am reaching to my last row item over here. And then I will keep my cursor. I will not select, I will not click anything. I'll just keep my cursor. But the moment I would like to select A63, I need to hold my shift button and click A63. So this will automatically select your data starting from A3 till A63. Check, is it working? Yes, people, could you please confirm, is it working? Fine. Now take a look. Again, 1 minute, watch my screen, what I'm doing. Just try to understand. Though I have selected, okay, what I'm going to do, I'll just press Control G. That is from go to dialog box, what we have received in data clean 1 also, nothing new. I'll go to special. I'll click on the special tab and then I'll go for blanks. Once I select blanks over here and click OK, you will be finding from the entire data set or the whole column, only blank cells are alone in selection. Okay. Now leave your mouse, leave your touchpad, go for immediate equal to, and take the cursor from the above cell. So click above cell equal to the above cell. Okay. And now hit Control Enter. Now you could notice your entire data is populated with the respective city names. Now you go for applying filter. So going to vanilla powder, and the moment you go for filter over here, right click and it will be ready. So this is how people sometimes what it happens, the data will not be ready. You have to spend some time, you have to give some efforts to make your data ready for next level. So this is called your time saving techniques. Whenever you want to go for with your SAP data, you have to deal with it like this. So give it a try, check is it working, and if it is done, please try the same for one time practice in case number 2 as well. If you have any difficulties, feel free to ask me. But ensure one time practice you are doing in the training. So anybody is facing any trouble, not working, you can ask me. Fine, Kanika is done. How about others? All right. So can I take that all are clear with our data fill exercise? Or still anybody is facing any challenge, unable to do that? Yes, Mahesh Kundan, Sharayu. Okay. Mahesh Kundan Neha. What is the status? Kundan is also done. Very good. Now, let us go for our next sheet, people, naming called sorting. Okay. So we'll see now how to arrange your data and present it effectively to the audience so that your presentation will stand out to the crowd and people will love to see such kind of presentation. We are going to combine all these techniques over here. So we have got two data sets. We'll go and deal one by one. So go to the first one. Suppose, say, take an example. My boss asked me, Pravas, get me the entire employee related records. Well, I give my respective T code over there in SAP system and near about 10,000 records I could receive in this format. Okay. Now how this is like we have got department names, we have got employee names, date of joining of the employees and salary the draw complete picture is available. So like this 10,000 records are there. But looking at the data, my boss is not happy. He is telling Prabhas, this is of no use for me. Why don't you arrange the data based on the department? So he is asking to arrange the data based on department. Now, why he's so particular about department? Let's go and focus. See, if you look at our department column, our first department name is finance, second admin, third HR, fourth again finance. So what you have understood that our data is there, but it is shuffled, it is jumbled over here, and people are not happy watching the same. That's why boss is expecting we should bring it to a uniform order. Well, now to arrange the data, we have a data arranging tool called sorting. But sorting, what it does, it first read the data type. If it is alphabets, it arranges the order of A to Z or Z to A. If it is a number, it just creates the arrangement order as smallest to largest or largest to smallest. If it is a date, it goes for oldest to newest or newest to oldest. This is how it works. Well, now sorting, where did you get exactly? See, there are multiple places you will be finding the sorting option. One, I'll tell you, you can go to home. We do have a beautiful option, sort, and there we have an option called custom sort. This is location number one. You can go to data. We do have a ready-made sorting over here also. You go to the data set and you can right click. We do have a ready-made option called sort and again go for custom sort. So whichever it is comfortable for you, you can take any options out of these three. But if you ask me, I would suggest always work with keyboard shortcut. Now, what is that keyboard shortcut we have to go for sorting? See, we can go for simply Alt D and S. This is for data sorting. Select your data, Alt D S one by one. Are you getting this sorting dialog box? Check. Hope it is working. Right. Now, take a look. Sort by. We should go for, as my boss was expecting, department. And since it is containing alphabets, we should go for A to Z, let it be. Now, you could notice each and every department-wise data is grouped together, like accounting at one place and admin at one place. It is being designed over here. So this is what we do, Pravas. What's the big deal of this? I'll tell you now. See, when I did this, no doubt, data is now in good shape. My boss is still not happy. Reason? What he's saying, please try to understand. He's saying, Ross, I could see you have arranged the data based on the department. But what I want is each and every department wise, whatever the highest salary should appear in the top, whatever the lowest one should be there in the bottom. So this is called our multi-layer sorting or multi-level sorting. So how to design such kind of multi-layer sorting? Just see. Keeping your cursor anywhere in data, go for Control A, then shortcut Alt D S. And you could notice your primary label sorting, like based on department, we have done that. We should not tamper that, we should not touch that and do anything. Simply go for creating this add label. Create one more add label over here. Okay. Now, one blank layer is coming up, and what my boss is expecting based on the salary. And salary, what type of data it is holding? The numbers. And as I told you, numbers, if it is there, order how it comes, smallest to largest or largest to smallest. And what you are expecting, largest to smallest. So go and click that. All right. Now, here I'll go for say largest to smallest and click OK. Now, each and every department wise, can you see? We have got our maximum salary in the top and the minimum one or the lowest one in the bottom. So this is called our multi-layer sorting. And like this, we can do 30 layers of sorting, 30. This is the maximum. You can do that. Just check all your multi-layers sorting is working. Any doubt, any queries? Well, as I told you, Kanika, Alt DS is the oldest version of Microsoft Excel, which is Windows based. As I told you, MacBook, the versions are different. So combinations of keyboard shortcuts are different. Okay. Now, if you believe that is not working, then there's no other options. You can simply go for right click, as I told you, sort. This will be definitely there. And you can go for custom sort. So if you happen to work any point of time, Windows based laptop or desktop, you can keep using this Alt DS. So D stands for data, S stands for sorting. Alt is to invoke the ribbon menu commands. Okay. Now, once we have done with this, people, my boss is happy, but my audience is not happy. Now you tell me why. Boss is happy, but my audience is not happy. What could be the reason? Mhm. Whatever it comes to your mind, you can express. No problem. We are here to rectify. Let's see how we read our data. No issues. Mhm. Anybody? Any opinion? Why my boss is not happy? No idea? I'll tell you. Whatever we have done, it's just a basic operation. Sorting is anybody's job. Anybody can do that. That's a good one, Neha. No proper table format. So we have not presented our data properly. This is what missing. So since day one, if you look at, we have learned so many things. This would be the answer, like Neha has expressed. This should be your answer. Yes, why my audience is not happy? Because I have not presented my data properly. One. Second, what could be the reason? Sorting is a task which is anybody's job. Anybody can do. So when people know that anybody can do their job, and when you do the same, do you think that you can create that much of impact in the audience mind? Never. So why they're going to be happy? So this is the place where we have to work. Now think about it. What else we could have done to make some improvements in this so that people would be happy watching the same? So one thing, the data could have been presented with a table format to make it or give it a lucrative feeling. And here, if you remember, date of joining is there, right? We could have given one more column as experience of the employees, isn't it? So starting from date of joining till today, if I want the experience in terms of years, we learned a formula is equal to date diff. Do you remember a hidden formula? Start date, comma, end date, that is today's date, comma, within two double inverted quotes, y, just to get our details in the year. Okay. Because ideally we prefer to showcase our data in years only, right? So now you see, we got one, we need to apply for others. So this is what the column we could have given as a value additions to the data. Don't you think so? It could have been given. Give it try. So this is how you have to always explore what more I can give it in my data so that people would be happy. Because whatever the things people are demanding, anybody can supply that. But when you give your own add-on, there you are making a difference at your workplace. So always try to present with something more information. Any doubt? Able to do this deadly formula? Nothing new we have learned yesterday. Right? Can you take that? Yes. Is it clear what we have done? Right. Now take a look. As I told you, whatever we did, anybody can do that. And this is how we can give an add-on. One more thing, what you could have done, you could have made some presentations where you could showcase only the department-wise total salary you could have given because this is having a huge data of 10,000 records. So nobody has that much of time in the audience side to look at your all your 10,000 records, isn't it? So this is how you should give more information precisely so people would be happy watching the same. Fine. This is one setup of presentation we have learned, we have connected with that. So now the question is, what is the other format that I can present it to my people so that whatever I'm presenting, definitely that will be different from others and people will be happy watching the same. Let's go on discuss. Same data we have, but our presentation techniques is now going to be different from others. Take a look. First thing first, select your data and go for data sorting. Right click, sort, custom sort. Now, sort by, no more with the names or departments, go for salary. So when you go for salary, these are containing numbers and order should be largest to smallest. And the moment I click OK with immediate effect, you will be finding our salary column is sorted. Okay. Now, step two, select your data and convert your data into table. As we discussed in day one, what is the shortcut to convert your data into table? Anybody, quickly? What is the shortcut to convert your data into table? Very good, Pundam. Control T. T for tango, T for table. And the moment you hit enter, this is going to be converted into a beautiful tabular format. Perfect. Step 2 is done. Now, once your data is converted into table, you can keep your cursor inside table. You could notice there is a table design. One separate tab is activated in the ribbon menu, where you could see we have a filter button on. By default, one filter button on over here. Okay. Now that you can deactivate, so the entire database, whatever we had, the filter button will be vanished. Now keep your cursor above to the date of joining cell and name it as total. Okay. Now keep your cursor next to the total cell and type a formula naming called subtotal. It's a beautiful formula, but little bit peculiar also. And why it is so peculiar? Because one formula has got many more formulas inside. That's why it is peculiar. So stay focused. What we can do, you can notice when I go for subtotal, there are many more formulas it is of functions it is displaying inside. So we need to go and choose the function name called sum. And when you see sum, what is the number it is assigned towards your left? Can you see? It's 9. So you can directly type 9 in the formula, or you can double click on the sum function name. It will be automatically embedded in the box. Now, comma, what is that you want? We have declared sum function, but where to apply? The entire salary column. So starting from first salary value, select the rest and go for, again, come back, control backspace. And the moment you hit enter, this is going to give you a total of 29 lakhs 11,878. Kindly confirm all of you have got the same total. Right? I believe it's working. The total, all of you have got it. Anybody still struggling, need my support, please let me know. I would help you. But one-time practice is very, very essential, people, and this is going to help you a lot. As I told you, nobody will demand for all these things. So I'm combining 3 to 4 concepts over here while designing the dashboard, templates, and all, how to make use of your tools and optimize the same so that your presentations will be standing out of the crowd and you will be bagging the appreciation at your workplace. Okay, now take a look. Though we have defined the total, but the total, if you look at it, is just a mere number. Now the salary I want to convert into currency. So remember, any format, if you want to convert to currency format, you can see our numerical 4 button in the keypad is dealing with a dollar symbol, or depends upon the country where you have imported your laptops. Maybe that country's currency symbol would be there. But ideally, it will be there either a dollar symbol or a Indian rupee symbol if it is manufactured in India. So you have to go for Control Shift and 4. I repeat, Control Shift and 4 combine together to convert any format to currency format. So what is your default currency that will be applied over here? Since my default currency is Indian rupees, so I could see the rupee symbol. If you're having default currency of United States, then it will be USD. Check, is it working? Control Shift 4. Fine. Now post decimal 00 characters doesn't play much value, so remove the same. Going to Home tab and go for decrease decimal, two types, and this will be removing your post decimal characters. Right. Now here, once it is done, keep your cursor above to the total cell and go to Insert. There, in the illustrations, you will be finding our option called Shapes, or you may get a direct options called Shapes also, could be the case. And choose one rectangle out of this. Okay. Now this rectangle, you just take this and draw this the way I'm doing. Right. Now you can see when you draw that particular shape, this shape format one tab will be activated. Naming format, shape format depends upon the version of Microsoft Excel. And here you have got many more styles in place. Okay. So go to this more button. This is called more button, and take some high definition colorful look over here. You can take that. Whichever you like, you can take it out of this. It's not hide or first rule for over here. Okay. Now, once the shape is colored, you can select that shape. Just watch my screen for a minute. Observe what I'm doing. Next 1 minute, you can try. Don't worry. See, I have selected my shape. And what do you call this? This is called formula bar. We can go to that formula bar, we'll type equal to, and we will connect that 29 lakhs 11,000 cell. And the moment I hit enter, automatically the same value will be populated in my shape as well. Now I can make it bold over here. I can increase the font size. How to increase? You can go to home. We have the tab to increase the font size, and then we can make it center. Okay. Now, since I'm using high definition colorful background, the font color should be high contrast to the background. So I'll go to shape format, text fill as white. Now, once this is done, I can simply take this and cover all this exercise, what we have done over here. Okay. So kindly confirm, all of you able to do it. Hope it is working. Can I take that? Yes. Okay. Can you guys saying yes? How about others? So these are very, very essential people. As I told you, when you go for dashboard designing and all, your presentations, you have to be very particular. And your presentation is going to make you different from others because data anybody can prepare, tools anybody can use. But how to combine all these things to make something different, that is an art you have to develop. Okay. So now he's also done. Fine. Now take a look. Once we have done with this, keep your cursor anywhere in this table, anywhere in this table. In the same table design, you will be finding, in the same table design, you will be finding an option called Insert Slicer. Okay. So when you go and click this Insert Slicer option, then a dialog box appears containing all the column headers, whatever we have in that table data. Now, department checkbox, if you see it is not on, kindly manually select that checkbox of department and go and click OK. So you'll be finding a beautiful box comes up like this. Okay. Now, what happens over here? Take a look. This box, once I keep it aside, anybody from the audience side is asking me, Pravas, just show me HR data. I click human resource, all the HR records will be displayed on the screen. What is the highest salary appearing in the top? What is the lowest one appearing in the bottom? And what is the total salary of HR? It is appearing in the top, this button, right? See how things have become more dynamic now you could see. So this is how when you present it, trust me, people will believe that you have created some kind of macro buttons over here, and this is giving a feel over there. And if you want to showcase multiple departments at once, just holding the control button. Suppose I want to go for admin and HR. Holding the control button, admin and HR, you select, it will be selected. And once your data is presented, you want to restore it back. Simply on the same department box slicer, if you see, there is one again, your filter. We call that is the filter cone box kind of structure. You can click on that just to clear filter and your data will be restored. See how cool feature it is. Trust me, when you present something like this to the people, somebody is definitely going to ask a question. Prabhas, everything is fine, but how did you get this? It's not like they are not aware of Slicer. They know, but they believe that Slicer is possible only if you work with pivot table. But what we did, we prepared the slicer in a normal tabular data. But how? By converting your data into table. So this is one more advantage. When you convert your data into table, you can present something like this dynamically. Check it out. All these things are working, what I shared on the screen. If at all any questions, difficulties are there, feel free to ask. Hope it is working. Any difficulties, anybody? Yes, people, could you please respond? Yes, no, because I'm not clear. Are you following me or you're facing any trouble? What happened today? So energy level is low. Mahesh, Kundan, Harsha, what happened? See, as long as you're following, I'm also happy. But as I told you, this is a virtual training program. I cannot keep you just monitoring over the cameras and all. So those bandwidth we have to use for our screen sharing. So when I'm asking questions, please respond. That will be helping me to understand and we can good to go for the next level. I can get some confidence. All right then. So I believe now in our data set called sorting, we are clear whatever we have done, right? So this is pretty simple. Again, if you do not want, you can detach it, just simply select and delete. Okay, so it will be done. So this is how we have understood how to make use of the slicers in a normal data set by simply converting into a table format. Okay, so kindly save all your files. Okay, so with this, we'll go for a short break. Uh, Now it is in 3:50 in my system. So 15 minutes, we'll go for a short break. You can have a cup of coffee or tea and have a brisk, come back soon. Session. Okay, so I'll be in mute. I'll be back by 4 5. All right, so I believe everybody's back. Could you please respond in the chat box? Why for yes? Okay, Mahesh and Sarai have come. How about others? Could you please respond so that we can proceed? Great, Kundan has come. Hmm, who else? Neha, Kanika. All right, so let us go to the next topic, people. Naming called data visualization. So here, let me just give you a background story, like what exactly we would like to do now. See, since day one, we have discussed so many formulas, functions, and some hidden functions, and how to make our data informative, how to clean our data properly, and how to use this existing AI tool to do the data cleansing very fast over there while working in Excel, how to use the data analytical tools so that we can make a quick decision making over there. Then we saw how to make our data ready for next level or turning into a flat data or unstructured data. Then how to just not to do this boring sorting option over there, but yes, how to give a add-on to our sorted data and presented it effectively by converting the data into table and adding a slicer to that and giving a dynamic feeling. All these things we have discussed. So now we are going to discuss how to add more value to our data in terms of visuals. Because nowadays, as I told you in day one, mere data alone is not enough. Our audience is having a different level of expectation. So we need to exceed that expectation, and that we have to add something more with our data. So when it comes to visuals, what is the first thing it comes to mind is nothing but charts and graphs. So one thing I'm making it clear, we are not going to use any charts and graphs as such. Yes. Then how to make some visuals? That's what the beauty. So instead of taking our charts and graphs over there, making our file size heavy, how to add some kind of visuals feel over there in our data, we are going to discuss that. So take a look. We have got situation one. Suppose say my boss asked me, Pravas, get me the entire revenue report. So whatever the products I have sold and how much revenue I have made out of this in terms of lakhs, it is there. Now this data, if I want to present it my boss, how to present it? So I'll go to next to USD column and there I'll name it as visual. I will expand this column a bit. Okay, you can start working with me. No issues. Okay. Now selecting the entire visuals. Okay, like this entire column data range, whatever we have, will go for equal to and taking the data from left. And when I hit Control Enter, you could notice the same amount of data is being populated over there in the visual column. Fine. Now, I could have done the copy paste, but why did I go for this option? The reason is tomorrow when I go and change my USD data, my visual data will not again I don't need to go and spend time for doing same copy paste work in the visual column. Since my data is already formula driven, whenever I do the changes in USD, the equal amount of changes will be having an impact in our visual column also because it is formula driven. Now, having said this visual column data you can select like this, the way I'm selected. Then going to home, there's a beautiful option we have called conditional formatting. What is that? Conditional formatting. There we have an option called data bars. And when you go for this data bars option, it opens with two broad categories naming called gradient fill and solid fill. Okay. You can choose any style out of this, whichever you like the most. I like this blue color bar. I will take it. Now, when I go and apply this, can you see more or less it will be giving a feel of a kind of a bar chart we have created, right? Confirm all of you are getting the same, right? But how it is different from a bar chart? Let's have a discussion. See, when you prepare a bar chart, the data will be in one location, chart will be in another location. But here, the bars are exclusively applied on the cells. When you prepare a bar chart, the chart will be occupying a lot of space in your Excel, whereas these bars are going to occupy hardly some space in KBs. So this is how it is far better and way beyond better than your boring charts. But now, what we have presented, it is anybody's job. Anybody can present it. So how to give more add-on to that? Just see. Select your entire visuals. Then, whenever you happen to see any rules behind any conditional formatting, you must go to Home tab, Conditional Formatting over there, and within that you have the option called Manage Rules. So when you go to this Manage Rules option, it will take you to another dialog box where you could find we have got an option called Edit Rule. So when you go and click this Edit Rule option, it will take you to your backstage view. So this is the place where you can do all your necessary changes, upgradation, changing the colors, applying the borders, anything you want, you can do from this. And here we have a very beautiful option also. You could notice there's an option called Show Bar Only. This checkbox is not selected. You can select that, then go for Apply and click OK. Now see, one column having the statistical data, other column having the immediate visuals. So this is called your data bar style, which helps you to visualize your data properly and presenting it effectively to the audience. And where this is available? In the Home tab, Option, Conditional Formatting, Feature, Data Bars. Kindly confirm all of you are getting the same. Any difficulties or any questions, feel free to ask. Right? Is it working, people? Any difficulties or anybody is not getting that feel? All right. Now, where we have prepared all these things in Excel and where people will be demanding definitely in PowerPoint. Now see the beauty, no need to do anything, just watch my screen. Since we have made the things in better in Excel, hardly we need to struggle in PowerPoint. So if I go to PowerPoint now, I don't need to do much. Simply I can go for right click, paste as image. Now when I'm going to present it to the audience, definitely whoever is watching my data, they will be very happy watching the same. Just see, looks good, neat and clean, presentable. So this is nothing but called as a infographic presentations of your data. So nowadays this is adding more value towards your reports. And wherever you go, whichever the organizations, industries you are working, people are expecting something like this from you. Or if you see the presentations of like McKinsey and Co, Bain and Company, or the Boston Consulting Group, or the Big Fours, anywhere you go, you will be finding it is filled with this kind of visuals, the reports. All right. So this is how we have understood how to make use of our data bar style. Now, when you present something like this, okay, still the people will not be happy. Yes. Reason, I'll tell you. Nowadays, as I told you, that audience is having a different level of expectation. So when you present your data as it is to them, they don't like it. What they're expecting that ensure your data speaks a beautiful story. Present in such a way, ensure that the data speaks a beautiful story. So how to present our data with a beautiful story format? Just see what we can do. Just watch my screen first. I will select my product and USD completely, and I'll go for data sorting. Right click, sort, custom sort. Sort by, I'll go for USD column. Order, I choose largest to smallest. So now you see a beautiful story. Whoever is watching my data, they can make out from category 12, we got the maximum revenue, and from category 4, we got the least revenue, right? And when I'm going to present the same to my audience, whenever in the PPT, okay, so which one they prefer to see? Let's have a look at that. As an audience, if you are sitting and you are watching my presentation, which one you prefer to see? Option 1 or option 2? Obviously, option 2, anybody's choice should be. So this is how people, small things makes a huge impact, and people will love to see, and they will be having a curiosity to know also how did you do this, and this is what we want. So give it a try and check it's working, people. Any difficulties, do let me know. Fine. So now take a look over here. Try to understand one concept again from this. See, if you closely look at these bars, what kind of feeling you're getting? The pattern, if you look at, it is always starting from the left, isn't it? And moving towards your right, because all the places the value is positive. What if you have a negative at any point of time? We know the simple logic. It will start from the right and it will move towards my left, right? And whenever you have some negatives in place, what is the color of the bar ideally you prefer to see? Of course, it's red. That's a quite assumed, right? So if I want to just do anything, just watch my screen. If I category 3, I go for some negative values, -4500. Can you see the ready-made format is being already there, which is being helping us to apply it. I don't need to go and spend my extra time or efforts over here to apply my data in a different fashion. So this is what the beauty, some ready-made inbuilt options we do have people in data bar style, and that will be adding more value in terms of visual appeal to the presentation. Check. So scenario one, situation one, what we did, is it clear? Any questions? So everybody's comfortable, whatever we did? All right. Now let us go for our situation two. What are the other visuals styles we do have and how to make use of the same? Let's have a discussion upon this. So same data we have taken product wise, our revenue report is there. You do one thing, create a new column towards your right side of USD and naming it as visual. Expand the column. Now select your entire USD column data. And what you need to do, first watch my screen for a minute, what I'm doing, observe, and then next 1 minute again, I'll be giving time to try, don't worry. So I have selected my entire USD column. I'll go to my insert tab. There we have got a beautiful option, a group called Sparkline. And there are three different types of Sparkline. You can notice line, column, win or loss are available. Okay. So I'll go for the column option. When I click it, you could find that there's a box it asking demanding where is the data. Data is already selected. Then it is asking location. So where you want to locate it. So in the visual column, very first cell you can see, and I can go for clicking up on the same, click OK. Now what will be happening? Some kind of visual impressions it is showing on the screen, but that is not so clear. So what I can do along with that cell, I will select the rest. I will not drag because if you drag, the meaning will be different. So select those cells towards down and going to home, and there is an option called merge and center. So now can you see more or less, is it giving a feel of at least a column chart? More or less it is looking like, right? So this is what one more style, present your data with this kind of column visuals. And what is that about? Where it is available? It's there in our insert, and group is sparklines. And within that, which sparkline? Column sparkline. Check. Is it working? Kindly confirm. So any difficulties? If you have any questions also, please feel free to ask. And try to connect it to your data, like the data, whatever you have been expressing so far or presenting with your people. Try to connect with that. Fine. Now, here, the moment you present it, as I told you, always make sure your data speaks a beautiful story. So how to present that? Take a look. Select your product in USD, something like this, and go for data sorting. So right click sort custom sort again, sort by USD column and order you can choose largest to smallest. And when you go for it, a beautiful story turns up. So category 12 is nothing but this is your category 12, that is the maximum value. And this is your category 4, which is there again at the end of our entire column structure. So people can make out easily and which category is yielding more value for you or generating more revenue for you, you can showcase the impact stories. And in case if your absence also somebody else presenting your story, people are not going to struggle. Your data itself is self-sufficient to cater all the needs. So this is how you can present your data by using the spark lens as well. And as I told you, this is what more demanding nowadays in the market. Here, any difficulties or anybody is having any question in the mind, feel free to ask. Because the more question you ask, people, it will be more clear. And that also ultimately shows your engagement with our training program as well. Okay, fine. Since you have not asked me, but I'll tell you, when you present something like this to the people, they will be asking a question. What is that? They will say, Prabhas, can we add the respective values above the columns, like your charts, like the way you define the charts data labels? People will all start expecting same thing from here. That is not possible. These are only mere the visuals purpose you can use it. You can't have your access titles, you can't have the data labels, you cannot have your legends like what you do in your charts. You can't get it over here. But yes, if you want to give some add-on, what you can do, the maximum column you can highlight or turn into green, and the lowest one or the minimum one you can turn into red. That can be done. But how? Just see. When I select the Sparkline, can you see one Sparkline tab is exclusively available in the extreme right of my ribbon tab? And when I go there, you will be finding we have an option called marker color. So when I go for this marker color, you'll be finding high point to define in terms of green you can choose. Again, marker color, low point you can define to the red. Okay. So this is how you can add some customization over there with regard to your data and where it is available in the Sparkline marker colors. Right? Clear? Now, take a look. So if you look at the customs pattern, like the columns pattern, how it is from the axis, it always goes towards up because our data is positive all the time. What if you have negative at any place? Of course, we know it should be below to the axis. And if it is negative, what should be the color of that particular column? We prefer to see in gray. Now take a look. If I go for category 3 and type some deliberately some negative values, say 3450, can you see with immediate effect, it is going down, the pattern is changing. And in fact, if you look at, it is also highlighted with red color. Okay. So this is how you can make use of this ready-made styles, and whenever the value is positive, negative, accordingly, it will just giving that effect so that it will be addressing the audience attentions towards the data. Okay. Now this is of one negative value. It is turning up red. That's fine. What if I have got more than one negative? Let's see. So if I go to category 3, I did negative. I'll go to categories 8 again and I do some changes on that. Minus 2500. So what happens? The other one is changing the pattern, but the colorful application is not happening. So this is what something weird. Yes, but what to do? So when you're presenting something, there should be a proper uniform style for your data, right? So how to make it happen? Take a look. Simple process. You can select the sparkline, go to the sparkline tab, and here you could see your low point checkbox is activated, right? So instead of that, just deactivate it and go for negative points to activate. And ultimately now, however, or irrespective of any value, wherever it is negative is there, it is going to be turned into red. So this is how you can present your data by using this kind of sparkline options, and where you can use, suppose say you are doing some kind of daily basis tracking of your records or sales revenue data or consumptions or store data, HR attrition data, anything you name it, you can make use of and accompany with that data this kind of visuals. Trust me, this is going to help you a lot. Nobody will tell you to do all these things. So this is what something is already there. It is up to you how you are going to present it. Check all these things are working. Any doubt, any queries, people? Fine. All good. Shall we go for next? Yes, Mahesh, what is the status, please? Okay. Now, let's go and check what are the other options we do have for the data to present in the visual form. Take a look. So we have the same products now, but we have got now historical data of 2 years data, revenue data we have over here. Okay. Now let us go and create some columns like naming card over here, growth. The other one you can name it as visual. Two columns, additional columns you can create. Now here, growth column, if you look at what would be the calculations, like immediately equal to 2020 minus 2019. Control, enter. Similarly, I'll go to visual and go for equal to taking the data from growth column, control, enter. So I got my data ready, growth and visual. So kindly confirm once your data is ready. All right, fine. Now once it is done, next, select your entire visual column, people, range only, not the header, only the data. Now go to our home tab. In conditional formatting, we do have a very beautiful option called icon sets. Okay. So in this icon sets, if you open, there are multiple categories like directional, shapes, indicators, ratings, all these things are there. Fine. Now, depending upon your need, there is no hard and fast rule. What type of data you are handling or dealing with, it is up to you to take your call which style will be the ideal one. So Microsoft has not designed any kind of specific tutorial for this, that okay, if you are into the project planning or tracking or analysis, then you should take this. If you're into the marketing or finance or sales data, you can take this. There's no such kind of hard and fast rule. It's up to you. So I'll take these directional options where three different arrow keys. You can notice it is there when I go and click and apply. Looks so elegant. Now, how about these green colors? What does it mean? When you look at as an audience seat, if you keep yourself and look at your data, what kind of feeling you are getting? As if that from compared to last year to this year, the volume is increasing. That's why it is showing green color up arrow key. Perfect. How about this red color down arrow key symbols? It is a simple message that these are the places compared to last year to this year, volume is decreasing. Fine. How about these yellow color cases? Just look at that and tell me what is that we are going to infer out of this. Yes, whatever you understanding, do let me know. Yes, any answers from anybody? So Kanika is not a very significant decline or increase comparatively. So is it giving clarity? Kanika, from your statement, do you believe that people can understand something? Mahesh is saying that okay, sell up degrowth. That is for green and red. I am asking the question for yellow color symbols, Mahesh. Like green and red, immediately we can understand, or anybody, whomever I'm sending my data, they will also understand in the same fashion the way I have designed. But when it comes to yellow color, we anticipate certain things, but we are not clear with that. We can't confidently say that this is what the reason why it is showing up. And as a layman, if I ask a very simple question, I'll ask, how come yellow color symbol is applied for positive and negative as well? Anybody can ask this kind of simple question. Now we are speechless. So what we have understood from this, that we cannot apply this kind of icon sets as it is. Yes, little bit customization it's needed. Now, what kind of customization? Say, to make it more emphasize or on the data, if you want to emphasize properly, to make it more clear and giving a message to the audience. Suppose compared to last year to this year, if it is increasing, green color up arrow key. If it is decreasing, red color down arrow key. By chance, at any point of time, there is no increase or decrease in the value, it remains the same, then it should be yellow color symbol. Make sense? But how to do that? Take a look. We can select this entire data. First, watch my screen for a minute. What I'm doing, observe. Then next 1 minute, I'll be giving time to try. Don't worry. So I'll just select everything. I'll go to home. As I told you, to check any conditional formattings backstage view rules, you should go to manage rules. There you go for edit rule, which rule you want to check. And this is the place where you should customize. Like, what is that I need to customize? First, watch our data type. When you look at our data type, it shows percent, but our data is over here numbers. So we should change from percent to number. The second one, again percent to number. Now Excel is going to change the rules automatically. Yes. Now what is that first rule we have? Icon is green. Where it will be applied? When value is greater than equal to zero number. We don't want greater than equal to zero. We just want only greater than zero. And rest of logic, Excel will automatically set it across because Excel is intelligent enough to understand that. Not a problem. Now go and click on this show icon only. This option is there. We can click on that checkbox, click OK, and go to apply and click OK and see the beauty. Only your icons having green and red. There is no yellow symbol because the value is never been matching anywhere compared to last year to this year. If at all you want to check, you can change one value over here. Now can you see when there is no degrowth or growth over here, automatically the yellow color symbols applies to that. Give it a try. So any doubts, any queries? Kundan has done. He has confirmed. How about others? Okay, so this is how we have seen different options like our conditional formatting, data bars, then icon sets and sparklines, how to use to make our data more visually appeal over here to add over there. We have seen that. Now we'll go for our next sheet naming called lookup. So we are going to learn now the most important function or powerful function of Microsoft Excel. And if you're a core user of Excel, so definitely you will be needing these functions the most in your routine activities. And the objective of this lookup, VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP functions is to search the records. So basically when you want to search, we need one source data and we need one destination data. So technically we will be working with our destination data, but we have to fetch our records from the source data. Or in other way, if you call your source data maybe a parent data or the data what you are working with, you can call it as a child data. So mostly whenever you want to search the records between two different Excel sheets or two different Excel files or in the same Excel sheet itself, top to bottom, left to right, you can go and search it. But how to use this? I mean, why to use this? We can go for Control F also to search the record. So what is the essence of going for VLOOKUP? Simple. In Control F, you can search only one record in one time. But here, if you have multiple records or many more records or 10,000, 1 lakh records to be searched in 10 million records or whatever it is or huge volume of data, you have to search, then you can use VLOOKUP. Okay. But how to apply this? Let me take you through. See, we have a master data where you could see the brand wise rates are available. Now suppose say one set of data I'm working with, I have only the list of brands and I'm looking for the rates. Okay. So what we do, if I go for Control F one by one, I have to keep hitting Control F how many times? That many times the brands are available. Yes. So instead of that, we'll go for VLOOKUP formula. So how to go for VLOOKUP formula? So V stands for vertical. And I told you in day one, writing Excel formula is very easy only if you follow the formula arguments. Now what it says, lookup value. Now lookup value is what we have with us to search. So in our data, what we have with us to search, that is our lookup value, comma, table array, where to go and search. So taking this SR, I will go and search in the master data. So that becomes your table array. If you have got 10 columns, you could have selected 10 columns. No issues. Comma. Then it is asking column index number. COL stands for column index number. So when it asks for column index number, you can see in that border area how many columns are there? Only two. And how you read your data from left to right. So leftmost column, brand, row, column number one. Rate, column number two. This is how you should read. You should not read by the column headers from the top. So within the border, how many columns are there? Only two columns. So brand is the first column, rate is the second column. So what we are looking for? We are looking for rate and which column it is there in the second. So we should go and define two. Now, comma, it is asking me range lookup, true, false, approximate match, exact match, what exactly it is. Quite confusing. Forget it. That VLOOKUP is asking something like this, forget it. Just ensure that VLOOKUP always ends up with 0. Now the question is, what is the significance of typing 0? See, 0 is nothing but when you go for it, it is turning out your entire data to make it happen as one-to-one match or exact match. Now, what is that one-to-one match meaning? See, we have the lookup value of ACER. What is the spelling? ACER. If at all in the master data, same spelling is there of the data, then corresponding column number 2 data, it will pick up and it will give me the value. So this is what your one-to-one match. So here R is missing, there A is missing, then definitely it will not have a one-to-one match and it will not fetch the information. So this is how we have understood all the elements of our VLOOKUP formula. Well, now formula is ready, giving the answer. A sir, is it 20,000? Yes, we got it. Now the same we can apply for others. Double click on the fill handle. Yes. But certain cases it doesn't pick up the value. Which are the cases? Like Dell, Samsung, Toshiba. Is it not there in my master data? All are there. Then why such kind of discrimination over here? Only for these two or three brands, it is not picking up the value. Simple. If you look at in any one error and open the formula, then you realize when I copy this formula towards down, this range is moving down. This is nothing new. We have already discussed in our did the formula, right? And we have discussed in our data presentation sheet also. So what we're supposed to do? We have to select everything. The range which is creating a trouble, C6 to D16, my master data, this range should not change. It should not move down. So we should lock it. And how to lock it? By using F4, function F4 depends on the brand of laptop. And then hit Control, Enter, and we got the records ready. So this is how people, whenever there is a need, how to apply our VLOOKUP formula, we got the clarity. So give it a try and check it's working. Any doubt, any queries, feel free to ask. This is very, very essential formula. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Clear? Is it working? VLOOKUP. Any difficulties about VLOOKUP, feel free to ask. Okay, Kanika is saying yes, it's done. How about others? So what is lookup value? What is table array? What is column index number? Why we are ending up VLOOKUP formula with zero? Is it clear? Yes, Sharai, Kundan, Asha. Okay, Kundan done. Very good. All right. So I believe now all are clear with our VLOOKUP function. As I said, you can apply VLOOKUP between two different Excel sheets, two different Excel files. No problem at all. But what is the benefit when you go for applying between two different Excel files? By default, it takes the locking. You don't need to go and do the locking separately. But when you go for two different Excel files on the same worksheet, you have to ensure about logging that because you might be having many more data to fetch over there, right? Similarly, let's go for our new function called HLOOKUP. Like VLOOKUP stands for V stands for vertical. Similarly, when your data is there in horizontal format, you have to apply HLOOKUP. Okay. Rest of logics are same. In place of V, we have to go for H. In place of column index number, we have to go for row index number. That's it. Now take a look at the data what we have. Suppose say we have got two row items over here having the brands and rates. Consider these are our master data. Okay. No need to do anything, just watch my screen first. Now below to that we have got the list of brands where we need to populate the rates by looking at our master data. So since our data is there in horizontal format over here, we should go for over here as H lookup because H stands for horizontal. So as we have developed the practice, first we'll go and select our entire array. Yes. Then equal to what you need to do, H lookup. What it demands? It demands me lookup value. I told you for VLOOKUP, what is the meaning by lookup value? What we have with us to search. So we have answer to search. Yes, taken, comma. Table array, where to search. Your table starts from brand. You can take it from brand or you can take from Samsung also. That's fine. So I'll take this Samsung to the last row item. Now, when I copy this formula towards right, this range should not move right, isn't it? Like when we're copying the formula towards down, range was moving down. So later we have gone freeze that thing. So when we know that this is the problem going to come, then why don't you rectify the formula in the designing mode itself? Now, comma, row index number. Like VLOOKUP was asking column index number, HLOOKUP is asking row index number. So I told you how to calculate column. Just go to that maroon color border area. How many rows are there? So we have brands in the first row and rates in the second row. Well, now what is that we are looking for? We are looking for rate, and rate is in which row? Second row. So we should go for number two because we always read our data from top to bottom. We are not going from bottom to top, right? Comma. Now what kind of match? As I told you for VLOOKUP, how it ends up with 0. So here also it has to be end up with 0. Now bracket close over here for a particular case need to apply for rest. What is the shortcut? Control enter, and this is how we got our H lookup, that is called horizontal lookup over here. Just check, is it working? Any doubt, any queries? Ask me. right? Is it working? So any questions related to VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, or any challenges you faced when you applied the same in your routine activities? If you have something, you can discuss. So this is the time now you can discuss. In day three or day four, when we go for it, you cannot ask this kind of basic questions because we'll be working with some advanced levels. So this is the right time. If you have any concerns, a small glitch, or any questions running in your mind, make it clear. Okay. So I consider that all are clear and nobody has any question over here with regard to VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP. Okay, great. Remember one thing, people, though you believe that you are clear with VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP, there are certain things you must know about VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP is called the rules. Those are very, very essential. Okay, so let us go and discuss. See, rule number one, VLOOKUP says that the data has to be in vertical format, then only I can help you. Now, which data has to be in vertical format? This is very much essential to know. See, we have got two sets of data. I told you one is parent data, master data, one is our data. Our master data has to be in vertical format. Then only we can apply VLOOKUP. Our data, though it is vertical or horizontal, not a problem, but master data has to be in vertical format. So in short, I'm typing over here which data? Master data. Okay. Similarly, HLOOKUP, what it says, the data has to be there in horizontal format, then only it can help us. Which data? Again, master data. Okay. So our rule number one, is it clear? What is vertical, horizontal? What is master data? Is it clear? Yes, no? Right. Now, rule number two, VLOOKUP says that there should not be any duplicate. There should not be any duplicate. Where? Again, in the master data. What does it mean? See, when we have received this master data, the brand column should not contain any duplicate. Means Acer should not be there for more than one time, or Samsung should not be there for more than one time. Now, what if it is there? Well, if it is there, then VLOOKUP will always pick the first value. So, rule number two says that there should not be any duplicate. Now take a look. Acer, how much we have received? 22,000 because we have only one Acer. Now, if I go and change Samsung to Acer, now this is your first Acer and this is your coming second, right? Now, Acer, which one is going to pick up? When I hit enter, it picked up 25,000. So can you see? When data is duplicate, VLOOKUP will always pick the first value, right? So this is the reason why. Rule number two says that there should not be any duplicate, though it is VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP, but where? In the master data. Now, rule number three, VLOOKUP says that the data flow has to be always starting from left towards your right. Data flow has to be always left to right. So what does it mean? Just see. When you go to our data, suppose the parent data somebody has given like this, then VLOOKUP cannot fetch your data from right to left. From right to left, VLOOKUP cannot read the data. Okay. But it's not necessary or mandatory that your rate column has to be there with immediate next to the brand column. It can be like this also, no problem. And the moment you are selecting your table array, you should start selecting from the brand and you should select like this and you should stop with rate. Anything before brand, if you have multiple columns, you no need to select. Anything after rate column, if you have multiple columns, you no need to select. So this is how you should select your table array. All right. Now, similarly, going for HLOOKUP, it always says that the data flow has to be always top to bottom. Okay. So this is hard. This is what the rules, people, very, very essential. You must remember all the time. And any point of time, if your VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP is not working, probably one of the rule is not satisfied over there. So this is very, very essential to know. All right. So VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. Hope it is clear now, concept-wise. Any difficulties or any questions about any of the rules? All right, so Kunal is saying clear for him. How about others? So if I give you any example or any assignment with regard to something about your real-time database, are you having the confidence you will definitely get the answer? All right, fine then. So now let us go for our next. So next sheet is called VLOOKUP with approximate match. So the concept which was remaining a mystery for us so far since the day one, what we have learned about VLOOKUP, or somebody has taught us, he has never taught us about what is this approximate match, and if the VLOOKUP is not ending up with zero, what else we can end up with. So otherwise, you can ask yourself, Prabhas, I have seen people using the formulas VLOOKUP where it ends up with one, why it is like this. So if such kind of questions running in your mind, that this is the time now we need to get our answer. This is one of the beautiful concept people called VLOOKUP with approximate match. So technically, approximate match, what we believe as a dictionary words, if you follow, if certain characters is matching out of the entire text or string, we consider that as a approximate match. But here the concept is different. If your data is not matching one to one, if it is falling in a range, then you can use VLOOKUP with the approximate match. Now, what type of data can fall in a range? Like your numbers, 1 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30. These are called ranges. So which type of range it is? Since it is a number can be a number range, right? So those cases we have to use this. Now let us go and discuss about this with a beautiful example. Just see. We have got some vendors names over here. Um, yeah. So instead of vendors, we will consider as customer. Okay. So a small change will do. Now these are my customer names. They have bought certain quantities from me, the material, whatever I'm selling it out. Now my boss is asking me, Pravas, I'm giving a circular to you what management has given to me. Based on that, please award the discount percentage to those guys. Well, so if you look at 49, now which bucket it is going to fall in 49 if you look at anybody? 49. So there are three answers. Mahesh is saying 3%. Neha is saying 10%. Kanika is saying 10%. So can somebody validate that which is the right answer? Somebody purchased 49 from me quantities. How much discount I should give it to him? So 49, which bracket it is going to fall? 26 to 50 category, right? 49, in which range it comes? More than 26, but less than 50. Do you all agree? Yes, Mahesh? See, before proceeding further with this, you need to understand the concept first. What I am explaining over here, 49, if suppose somebody purchased, it is going to fall in which bracket? 26 to 50. So it should be 10%. If it is of 79 or 71, how much discount? If it is of 71, how much discounts we should give? Should be 20 because it is going to fall in this category, right? So when you go for this kind of operations, people, okay, how to get it? How to get our answer? This is what our major question. First of all, here you can't apply VLOOKUP with approximate match. See, I'll show you. If you believe, I'll go for VLOOKUP, taking the lookup value, I'll go for this, then I'll go for F4, and here I'll just change this, then comma, which column 2, comma 1. If I go for it, did I receive my data? No. So I went for VLOOKUP with approximate match. Match approximate match is 1, but still I'm not getting the answer. So ideally here, what people they do, either they go for filter for multiple times, or they end up with writing multiple if statements. Do you agree with me? To get this particular problem statement done, to get your right answers, either you go for multiple times filter or you go for designing a nested if formula or if formula multiple times. Do you agree with me? Yes or no? Nobody preferred to go for VLOOKUP with approximate match because this is not working. Then what is wrong with that? If I go for VLOOKUP with approximate match, instead of that, if I go for filter or our if formula multiple times, what is wrong with that? Nothing wrong. As I told you in day one, in any Excel file, the more the if formula file size will be more, and the data processing will be very, very slow. And here, if you go for filter, again, you have to repeatedly use the filter actions, which is really a time consuming job. And tomorrow, if my data is changing, again, I have to keep working with filter. So this is the place where people, instead of using your filter activity or doing the filter for multiple cases or going for our multiple if formula, we can use VLOOKUP with approximate match. But it is not working. You are saying VLOOKUP with approximate match we should use, but it is not working. You showed us, right? Yes. Why it is not working? Because VLOOKUP with approximate match, you cannot apply just like your VLOOKUP with exact match. There are certain rules you need to follow. That's why people are not using, or the people who learn VLOOKUP, they always learn only VLOOKUP with the exact match. They don't have the clarity about approximate match. But we are not going to commit that mistake. So now, the first rule, whenever you happen to use VLOOKUP with approximate match, your data must contain a matrix. Now, what is the meaning by matrix? Just see. First, watch my screen for a minute. Observe what I'm doing. Next 1 minute, I'll be giving time to try on your screen also. Don't worry. First, watch my screen. What is the meaning by matrix? So I'll go for 0, I'll go for 11, and then I'll go and hit Control E for flash fill. So can you see we got the numbers? So this is called your matrix. Rule number one, data must contain a matrix. Rule number two, your matrix must be sorted. Yes, it is there in a smallest to largest order, no problem. Now, having said this, now just watch my screen. I'll go for VLOOKUP, taking the lookup value. I should include this matrix column. I should not exclude that, right? So when I go for this complete column like this, okay, equal to VLOOKUP, taking the data. Now taking this entire three columns, I will lock it. Comma. Which column is contained the discount is column number 3. Now what kind of match we have learned so far? Exact match, that is called 0. The moment I go for this, I'm not getting the answer, right? But when I go for approximate match, what will be happening? That 79 or whatever 49, whatever it is been displayed, though it is not matching over here, just see, though it is not matching, having a one-to-one match, but this is falling in between some range. That number is there, though it is not having a one-to-one match, but it is falling in a range. So now what will be happening when I go for falling in a range data to find out? I will go for 1 and see, am I getting my data? Yes, I got in terms of decimals. But what I'm expecting, percentage. I told you in day 1 how to convert any format to percentage. Control Shift 5. Done. Now the same we can apply to others. So when I go for it, immediately you will be finding over here, answer is ready, right? So this is called, people, nothing but your VLOOKUP with approximate match. Okay. So give it a try. This will be very, very helpful. Again, when you're doing this kind of slabs like your income tax calculations, incentive calculations, or your discount calculations, anything, you can make use of this. Check, is it working? Any doubt, any queries? Do let me know. Hope the concept is clear about VLOOKUP with exact match, VLOOKUP with approximate match. Fine. So I believe now you got the concept clear of VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, VLOOKUP with exact match, or VLOOKUP with approximate match. As I told you, the rules are also very clear, and you are no problem, no hindrance over applying the formula between two different Excel sheets, two different Excel files. We got that clarity. Okay. So taking the live data, keep practicing. If you have any challenge also, you can come back to me. I will help you out. But certain times you may not get, even though the data is there, that is because of data type. So as I told you in data clean 2, you might be having one place the number format, the other place it may be general or text formats, or ideal the data type will not be matching and you will not be getting the answer. So in that case, you have to clean your data first or change your data type first. Then only you can bring your answers. Okay. All right. So this is it from our day two side, people. Any doubt or any queries from the day? If you have anything, you can ask me. So day three, we'll be completely discussing or focusing at our huge data when you download from SAP or ERP, how to read our data properly and how to get more insights out of the data and how to transform our unclean, unstructured data to a beautiful report, how to create a dashboard, then how to connect multiple reports over there. So that will be our agenda for day three. And day four, rest of the all the formulas, functions, dashboard functions, logical functions, aggregate functions, and charts and graphs we'll be discussing in day four. So this will be our next 2 days agenda. So what I suggest is again, keep practicing, be ready for day three. Though you have the recording, don't be in the impressions that okay, later I'll find my idle time and then I will practice. That time will never come. Unless and until there is a demand from the other side, your boss will be forcing you to do something, then you realize, okay, I should have practiced it. So don't get those time to come. Before that, be ready. And before people demand, you deliver the things. Then only you can create an impact. All right. So I feel that the days, whatever the topics we discussed, it is informative for you guys. You have any concerns or you have anything to share with me? This is the time. No problem.